All right, guys, so here we are. I've got the one stock exhaust off. It was pretty easy to pull off. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. And then I've got the Mina exhaust here, and you can see the size difference. Quite a bit bigger. Hopefully it's not too much louder, we'll see. But there were some complaints about the Mina brackets, and I was looking at these things, and they look identical to the stock bracket. So you can see there, same width and everything, same clasp and all that. So they must have upgraded it. So I don't think that's an issue anymore, but we'll get under the car in a little bit and show you how to pop these off and then back on. These are identical, but you'll notice something different. There's no spacer in the middle here. There's actually a spacer right here. So you can take it off of there and put it on there if you want, or just leave it. So I'm gonna leave it and then put some thread lock on the bottom of the screw here. It's just some blue, so in case this bolt comes loose. It's got a lock washer on it, but it shouldn't slide off. So should be good. Under the car, there's actually two bolts. This one right here, this is a 15 millimeter, and then you followed up. Let's see if I can get this. It's just a hook right here. Let's see if we can get it in focus. And this guy just pops right out. Oh, and there's a 10 millimeter right here. That's for this hook. So this thing just pops right off, and you can pop this out of the rubber grommet here. It's a little bit of a struggle, but you can get it. And then pull this whole thing off. That's the first thing to do. Pull this whole orange thing, the rubber grommet, off this spindle right here. And then the other one is, oh, let's see, gosh, this is a pain in the neck, right up into here. And so you got to slide, pull off this back end first, this guy right here, pull him off first, and then pull this guy off. And then what you'll do is you'll slide this whole thing out, pull it out, and you're going to bend that rubber piece back on this side, but you can wrench it out, and then this will fall down, and then you can slide it forward to take it down. So we'll go ahead and do that, and I won't show a video of that because I don't have the car jacked up. So you can see you don't need to, and I'm a pretty big guy. So anyway, so I got the rubber grommet off, and my son is putting this on, so we'll slip it on. Make sure this is on first before you slide this thing under, because otherwise you can't get it between the gap over here. It ends up being a pain in the neck, and you'll have to take the whole thing off again. So anyway, so when you want to put in the new pipe, come in and stick this tab in the back grommet first, and you're going to actually bend that grommet, so the grommet will warp this direction, and that'll allow you to get this front piece on. So push it back and just wrench it a little bit, it won't hurt it, and then slip it over, and then it'll all come forward, and then you should be able to put this guy on and then tighten up your collar back there. So anyway, we'll give it a shot and get this guy in. Okay, so we had to stop here, and I got the right pipe on just fine, but you'll notice in the picture there that it's canted off to the right-hand side, to the passenger side, and that's a real problem. I could not fix the darn thing, and you can see it in this photo here how it's actually touching the diffuser. So this ended up not being a do-it-yourselfer, as I couldn't get that pipe to get straightened out, and it's stainless steel. So I took it to Beck's, who does custom exhausts, and they concluded the same thing. And so we got out the acetylene torch and pushed it to the left and up. And so here we are working on that, and heated it up pretty good. And they worked with me really well. It was great. So I got it exactly where we wanted it, and centered it up. And what you're seeing here is the bracket that actually bumps into the pipe sometimes. So, and then the finished product, which came out pretty well. So now you'll see some before and after sounds. Here's the noise at about 1200 RPM, I guess. Not a whole lot. But I'm just kind of coasting around. We'll come up to this stop sign. So that's what it sounds like on the interior. Alright, so here's what it sounds like when you get on it a little bit. It is noticeably louder when you're accelerating, but once you're cruising along, it's pretty quiet. I just did a freeway drive with it, and it's not too bad. It's just those accels really kick in quite a bit. So otherwise, it's pretty cool.